The La Joya ISD is trying to prevent a TEA takeover. Officials from both sides pleading their case today. A court will now decide what happens next. Channel 5's Christian von Preissing joins us now with the very latest on today's hearing. Christian.
Dina, La Joya ISD was exercising its right to appeal this action that the TEA is taking and moving on, but hasn't yet finalized. The hearing just wrapped up in administrative court, which happened virtually today. La Joya ISD's attorneys tried to argue that the investigation that all this rests on still needs more work, but the attorneys for the TEA say that this is all based on criminal cases that have already been concluded in the past several years. 2 board members and 3 employees have pled guilty to charges at La Joya ISD. Today in Peñitas, a public-facing version of the virtual hearing about the future of La Joya ISD. This live stream at the Peñitas Public Library hosted after the City Commission formally supported the state's recommendation to replace La Joya ISD's Board of Trustees with a state-appointed board.
The evidence is largely uncontested, leaving us only with the discussion of attempts to bore holes in the law in order to protect the fragments of corruption.
The opening statement from TEA attorney Matthew Tiffey. This hearing in state administrative court. And representing the school board in this appeal attempt, lawyer John Scott, who this June was also appointed to run as interim Texas Attorney General.
What we're looking at is something that took place 6 years ago in many occasions, some more recent. But at bottom, and I think I'll get into this with Mr. Benthal, this school district is amazing. The people who work here are amazing. And I think as part of any investigation, that should become the foremost thing that someone sees when they see the people here in La Joya.
Scott's cross-examination looked for issues in the TEA's investigation of La Joya ISD. Investigators claim board members and employees engaged in fraud and broke conflict of interest laws. Part of that investigation, a nonprofit called RGB Read and Feed, which did business with La Joya ISD. The discussion now about how much federal money it received and how much its officers were also paid.
The IRS filings that were filed by Read and Feed, at least for the years of 2018, 2019, showed that the salaries and basically other consulting fees, such as the one that was given to Trustee Cantu at the time, were almost half of what the total expenses were. And total expenses actually in those situations yield or match the total net earnings, or really the revenue that they received, either from payments or grants or a combination of both. And so that ratio half is in my experience with working with some nonprofits is somewhat of a red flag.
Current board member Alex Cantu is one of those officers, making $136,000 according to the TEA. His wife making $161,000. Today, he also testified.
Providing meals for kids is a very good resource.
Do you not remember how much income you received?
I don't have an exact number. The document speaks for itself.
Okay, is it over $100,000?
I can't say yes or no. The document, I would have to look at the document.
You don't remember whether or not you received over $100,000 in compensation from RGB?
I don't.
The TEA is bringing up the conflict of interest question in the Read and Feed case, and also bringing up another case where board members pled guilty to a scheme to defraud the government. Those 2 points are the basis for its decision on whether to replace the board. So there are 2 allegations outlined in the TEA's investigation. One is related to conflict of interest statements. The other is related to fraud. The TEA says it's conducting a 3rd inquiry into a 3rd allegation, the details of which were not included in the report. But during the hearing today, Associate Commissioner Ashley Jernigan said, quote, "It's my understanding that there are criminal investigations open related to Trustee Cantu." As far as the timeline for this, attorneys will submit their closing arguments in written form, and then they have until October 9th. The court has until October 9th to issue a decision on the findings of fact in this case, which will then be referred over to the Texas Commissioner of Education for a final decision on whether or not La Joya ISD's board is replaced by another group of individuals. Reporting live, Christian von Preissing, Channel 5 News.